Once upon a time in the ancient Benin Kingdom, there was a village called Obagi. Every Eke market day night, the village square at Obagi would come alive with sounds of drums, the laughter of children, and the gracious dance of the villagers as they moved to the rhythmic beats of the drummers were common sights and sounds of Obagi village on Eke market day nights. It was during these magical nights that an extraordinary visitor would grace them with her presence. From the shadows of the forest, an antelope would emerge, drawn to the music and merriment. This was no ordinary antelope, for when she heard the drums, she would transform into UWA, the most beautiful maiden anyone had ever seen. The Antelope Princess in her human form was stunningly beautiful. She had dark, smooth skin that glowed under the moonlight, with eyes that sparkled like stars. Her traditional attire was elegantly adorned with intricate beadwork. She danced with grace, her movement fluid and mesmerizing, leaving the villagers in awe. Her smile was enchanting, captivating everyone who laid eyes on her. She claimed to be a princess from a distant land, and every Eke night she would dance and sing with the villagers only to vanish before the break of dawn. One night, Edosa, a widowed hunter, wandering through the forest, stumbled upon a sight that left him utterly speechless. He saw an antelope, and as he crouched behind a tree to aim at it, he watched in astonishment as it began to sing a melodious tune. Ikuvo gerere agi miemina yagi kwedo Iwamo gerere so pamye na yagi wao. With her body glowing faintly, she transformed into the most alluring maiden he had ever seen. The forest was dark, with the moon peeking through the dense canopy, casting eerie shadows around. Edosa's curiosity turned into an obsession, and he decided to uncover the secret behind this mystical transformation. Determined to learn more, Edosa hid in the same spot every Eke night, his eyes always fixed on this transforming antelope. During those nights, the antelope would emerge from the forest and start singing. Ikuvo gerere agi miemina yagi kwedo As she sang, she transformed into beautiful Princess UWA, and before dawn, she would return from the village where she has gone, and sing softly, and then change back into an antelope and disappear into the forest depths. Her song was like a spell, weaving magic into the air as she changed from antelope to maiden and back again. On the third Eke night, the hunter made his move. He sturdily retrieved Uwa's magical skin, which glowed faintly in the moonlight. He held it tightly with a resolve to benefit from this mystery. He hid it and awaited her return. With the joyful lyrics of the drum still ringing in her ears, Uwa returned unaware of what had transpired. As usual, she sang, Ikuvo gerere sokpa miemina yagi kwedo Iwamo gerere sokpa miemina yagi wao. But as she sang her transformation song, she found herself unable to change back into an antelope. She continued to sing, Ikuvo gerere sokpa miemina yagi kwedo Iwamo gerere miemina yagi kwedo. She sang and she sang, increasingly mixing the words, trying to use them interchangeably. Her fright and her panic increased with each unsuccessful attempt. It was almost daybreak. The early morning sun rays were starting to stream through the forest. She could hear distant voices of farmers heading to their farms, and it was a taboo for her to be caught in her human form when the sun came up. Emerging from his hiding place, Edosa finally confronted Uwa with his finding. He stood tall before her with a stern but conflicted expression, holding the glowing antelope skin. The forest around them was calm yet foreboding. Uwa, with tears streaming down her face, fell on her knees, frantically begging for her skin back. But Edosa, determined to keep her, insisted that she married him, or he would reveal her secret. Now heartbroken and with no other choice, Uwa agreed and went with him to his village of Ikbesi. With Uwa's magical skin now in his possession, Edosa became very wealthy. Life seemed good, and over time Uwa grew to love her husband, bearing him 3 children, 2 sons, Adu, meaning favor, Efe, meaning wealth, and 1 daughter named Ukinebu, meaning the radiance of the moon. However, the secret of her true nature weighed heavily on her heart. Edosa built a large, luxurious house in Ikbesi, where he lived with his family and had an army of servants at his beck and call. The village of Ikbesi bustled with life around them. Edosa had become the richest man in the entire region, and his wife, Uwa's beauty, was legendary. Soon, the twin monsters of pride and arrogance took hold of Edosa. He preferred to spend most of his time with the villagers who constantly besieged his house to drink and sing his praises rather than with his family. One fateful night, the villagers had gathered in the courtyard of Edosa's house for merriment as usual. It was an especially joyous occasion because it was his birthday, and like other days, the villagers pestered him to know what the secret of his sudden immense wealth was. He had had a lot of drink that night, and so in a drunken stupor, he revealed the secret of Uwa's true identity to the villagers. It was a dark night with only the lanterns casting light, illuminating the shocked faces of listeners. One by one, the villagers left for their houses. The news soon spread like wildfire, reaching Uwa's ears. Heartbroken, betrayed and wailing in pain, Uwa covertly left after taking her children with the magical skin from where her husband had kept it. She had found it years back, but chose to stay because of her love for him. Together with her children, Adu, Efe, and Ukinebu, she sneaked out through the back gate and into the forest. When they got to the heart of the forest, with tears in her eyes and a trembling voice, Uwa sang her transformation song one last time. Iku wogerire ayimeri na ya gikwedo. Iwa wogerire sokpamye na ya giwao. And together with her children, they changed into antelopes, disappearing into the depths of the forest, never to be seen again. Edosa, now alone and filled with regret, realized the grave mistake he had just made. His once opulent home had become dilapidated. His life is nothing without the love of his wife and children. He spent the rest of his days in misery, his face etched with sorrow and haunted by the memory of Uwa and the family he had lost. The village of Ikbesi was peaceful around him, but he lived a depressed, isolated, and lonely life, a shadow of his former self. The moral lesson of this story is that true love and happiness cannot be forced or bought. We should respect and cherish the ones we love. Deceit, selfishness, and betrayal of trust will only lead to sorrow and regret. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more of these stories. See you in my next video.